Good evening. Good evening, guys. So here we are back again, another live stream. Very Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you've been having a great time throughout the festive period. Wish you guys all the very best when it comes to the new year as well. Uh, so have a couple of goals, have a few year resolutions. Try not to break them. But I've got a couple of goals and I'm making it a point to stick to them. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but I'm a big into like visualization and stuff like that. So I try and really very much visualize my goals and what I'm looking to get out of, get out of my life and what I want to achieve. But thanks. With this live stream, it's not like a particular hot topic, like, oh, what's big, what's happened today. But I was wanting to get into speaking about Kanye West. A couple of days ago, he on his Instagram account, he issued an apology. This was in Hebrew, and it was an apology to the Jewish community for his to do his outburst, and over anti-Semitic remarks. So I wanted to get into all of that and give you my thoughts on that. I'm just going to give it a few minutes just to get a few more people in and on the live stream. I'll get the link sent out in a few different places bump the numbers up a little bit. So just give it a minute or two so we can get the numbers up. Cara, good evening, Cara. Hi, how you doing? Got me at a great time, eh? Yeah, I'm doing good, doing good. I've had a good Christmas overall, Cara. Um, Made some pretty decent money in the stock market this week. Stocks are up pretty high overall. They usually tend to be quite up quite a bit from around Boxing Day, still New Year, post New Year. Um, made a wee profit today as well, so now I don't have to be stressed out. I can relax, enjoy Hogmanay, enjoy the New Year. So Maureen's still unwell, Cara. Yeah, send her send her regards. I don't think she's going to be able to make it on the live stream tonight. No, no, you too, Cara. I hope you had a good one. Did they spoil the kids? Do you? Did you get everything they were looking for? It's a few things. It's like she has the flu. Yeah, I will do. I'll pass on your love. She has the flu. She's had problems with before. I know with eyesight. Just not had the best time of things. And she was saying to me, "Oh, she didn't want to get into it. She didn't want to put that all on me." But I was like, "Hey, listen, I'm worried. I was, I'm here, because it had been a few days. I hadn't heard from her, and I thought, oh, something's not right here. But No, no, thank you, Cara. I try my best. I try. I really do. 'How are we? So Julio Cast did comment on one of my videos, so hopefully he can make it on in a bit. And Lanny, another rag. I was chatting on to somebody about Ye before, and I was saying, can Ye truly redeem himself? Was his apology to via IG to the Jewish community good enough? Somebody said here, people can say sorry for their actions, and that step is already great, but it's always up to you to forgive him. You should never feel obligated to forgive someone just because they said sorry. I could forgive someone, and I say I never want to see again. 6 months, Cara. Yeah. Wow. Come a long way from these live streams, but still, I know I'm not doing as I was doing them as consistently as I was before, but I'm still on it. Still, uploading content, even getting paid a little bit by YouTube here and there. So, but nah, loyal member you are, Cara, and I really do appreciate it. So this stuff with Kanye West, I'm gonna start getting into this stuff now. So, you know, with this, apology that he did, um, you know, that was in Hebrew and it was an IG post. That it was Boxing Day, wasn't it? So, Kanye West saying, I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unplanned outburst. It was not my intent to hurt or disrespect, and I very much regret any pain I may have caused. I'm committed to begin with myself and learn from this experience in order to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding in the future. Um, your forgiveness is important to me, he wrote, adding that he was committed to making amends and advancing unity. Um, Shavano, Cara. I mean, this is the thing with Kanye. I mean, to start off, I mean, I was a big Kanye West fan, big fan of his music. Overall, a large in life personality, but I found him quite at times entertaining, quite interesting with not just his raps, but with things he would say in interviews and stuff. Whatever it would be. If it was on Jimmy Kimmel even, or if it was bloody on a podcast. A lot of the stuff he would say would be very thought provoking. You know, Kanye's ego and legs. Well, it's true, but I mean, he's upfront about it. At least he's upfront about it. But I mean, let's go back to that stuff though. DAFCON free and Jewish people. When he was saying that stuff, you know, back then I tried to make excuses for him. Even when he was still going on and on about, oh, Jewish this, Jewish that, trying to say, well, he would say the whole thing about the black community, Planned Parenthood is our Holocaust and this, that, the other. And I would still try and make excuses for him. He said slavery sounded like a choice. I made excuses for him. Uh, you know, saying real harsh things, coming off kind of like a dick, saying things that were quite mean spirited over the years. I'd make excuses for him. Because we always have that thing where we will do that with people that we really are drawn to, our favorites, right? Our faves. I think I said that in a thing about, um, when I was talking about Kanye West in a video a year ago, I was saying that, it's easy to forgive the people that we like. So we have that bias, right? But when it's somebody that we already have something against, so we're already, we don't particularly like an individual, right? And all it takes is them for, all it takes one slip up, and then that's the excuse, reason, whatever that a lot of people would have to just, write somebody off and say, screw them, I don't want anything to do with them, I hate them, blah, blah, blah. People will always have that thing when it comes to somebody they don't particularly like anyway. There's always going to be those things that they're going to latch onto, you know, latch on to things that they don't like about somebody else. That's an easy thing to do, right? But because I was such a fan of him and he was so talented, I liked his large and life personality. I found him very entertaining, quite funny at times, even though at times he could be a dick. I gave him a free pass on so many freaking things, and I have to hold my hands up. I gave him a free pass. I was playing my own, kind of mental gymnastics trying to make excuses for him. You know, there were times where I still think with some of the stuff he was saying, he did genuinely believe it. Other times it was just a thing of being mentally unwell. Other times it's just him being a dick because he was in that frame of mind to be a dick. But then what happened? It was all that stuff. Um, well, I mean, first off, I think it was when you sit when we can't forget the whole thing with Harley Pasternak. Harley Pasternak, who's his personal trainer. I guess he's still his personal trainer, but he's more like a personal trainer slash handler. That he's a trainer to the stars. He's referred to as, and I guess he's there. I mean, let's face it, he's really just there to kind of keep an eye on these talent on all these artists. And I mean, if you see Harley Pasternak, what he looks like, I mean, to me, he looks like the devil. I'll just flat out say it. Harley Pasternak is the devil. He looks like the devil. He is one of the devil's favorite sons. Just a real kind of creepy look and a creepy vibe you get from looking at that guy. I don't know. But when you hear about all that stuff, that he's been involved in when it comes to psychology, psychology of malicious intent was one of the main things. That should tell you all you need to know right there. Because when you think back to that text that he sent Kanye, whoa, one of the most chilling, cold, callous, disgusting things you could say to anyone. Anyone, But this is the guy that apparently he was friends with Kanye. Kanye had helped him out, gave him an idea for like something that he would have on like a podcast is or a YouTube channel or whatever. So he was very much latching on to Kanye, this guy, because it's Kanye who is known for all his music. It's Kanye who's known as one of the biggest artists of the modern generation. And who the hell is Harley Pasternak? No one even knew who he was until this text, that Kanye put up on, Instagram. So, I did have a theory about this stuff with Kanye, but this is no in any way trying to defend Kanye for the stuff that he said, all the anti-Semitic shit, and especially the Hitler stuff. I'm going to get into all that soon, so stick with me. But I feel that maybe Kanye going so OTT with this and being so ridiculous over the top, all this shit that he was saying after the text. The text was sent around, I think, mid-October time of last year. Kanye, going on Alex Jones' show, talking about how great Hitler was with a gimp mask. That could have just been Kanye's way of numbing the pain, Like, I won't lie, I've been there before. I had somebody that I knew that said a real shitty thing to me one time. And in my mind, I decided, okay, I'll take the focus off of them and I'll start attacking other people. And it was really my way of numbing the pain, of letting it appear that it didn't hurt what this person had said, but it really did. And I just wonder, in a weird, fucked up way, did Kanye West say all that stuff and say things that were so ridiculously and so over the top it just felt like the reaction to what he was doing last year about the whole "I love Hitler, Hitler was a good man" thing. It was almost like everybody just had this thing of, oh, it was so over the top, it stopped being offensive. Like that's how it felt to me. I was still like, and I'll get into how I felt, but it was like people weren't that offended by it. You didn't see this outrage. I never saw it anyway about the stuff when the fuckers praising Hitler. I never saw like a real big outrage online. And trust me, all you have to do is go on Twitter, do a bit of searching on the news sites, and you get a good gauge of how what the general consensus is of the public, right? Of how people feel, especially in this woke with this woke brigade outrage mob on Twitter. But I never felt that there was a huge outrage there with Kanye when it came to the stuff. I mean, there was an outrage there with the all the stuff with that with the DEFCON free and Jewish people. That's when he started to lose everything. All these different business deals, the school. It was a school closed down and everything. But then when it came to like the Hitler comments, like some people would say that would be like a career killer, right? That would have been a bloody career killer. But it's not. I mean, you still get celebrities that'll praise him. It looks like he's going to be having a new album out shortly, Vultures. And yeah, he's still in the public eye. Still, people are still talking about him. Mainstream media outlets are all reporting on Kanye, following it all the time. So it's weird. But I don't know what I mean. What's your thoughts on over this on this Cara and guys watching? What's your thoughts on this? What do you think about this overall with Kanye? Can he redeem himself? Is the big question. Mm. Yeah, people could have their whole livelihood gone if they had said that Hitler was a good man. I mean, think of like a British somebody in the public eye in the UK that said, "I love Hitler. Hitler was a good man." And remember how he said it, Cara? It was like, "I love Hitler," like the hard R, like a white racist guy saying the N word, rolling the hard R. Just it was nuts, wasn't it? Kanye. Well, I'm being respectful and calling him Ye on the title, Cara. Even though everybody still refers to him as Kanye. Um, he was saying before that when people still call him Kanye, it's like people calling Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, exactly right. And Harry with the whole Nazi thing, the swastika. He said that William and Kate thought it was hilarious, and it's like wow, and they never thought at all, even at Carrie like at such a young age, that like he thought that this was normal that he could do that. You notice Cara in that photo as well. You notice how red his face is. That must have been a sign that deep down he knew that that was wrong, right? But yeah, yeah. Well, they did. Yeah. The thing is, in some countries, Cara, this is like a royal family in other countries, they wouldn't even talk about it. It wouldn't even get mentioned. It would all get covered up. But they did a pretty good job trying their best to cover it up, though. In fairness, a lot of people forget about what that do they? They've forgotten about it. But yeah, so I mean, this stuff with Kanye. So you know, okay, so there was the Alex Jones Infowars interview where he really, at that point, it's like, God, man, you're crazy and you need help. But the problem is, he's being around people that are taking advantage of him and telling him what he wants to hear. And that's all these kind of like trolls who are, I guess they're known as alt right, but really, I guess some of them are far right. There's Milo Yiannopoulos. He was like a British, well, he's a British guy, Cara. He's a journalist. He used to appear on that show here and there, the big questions that Nikki Campbell hosted. There was a guy, Nick Fuentes, who's just a straight up troll idiot, who's like this white supremacist that hates Jews and praises Hitler. So probably the Nick Fuentes influence was real bad. And I mean, it was the stuff even before the Alex Jones interview when all that stuff came out. All of a sudden, it's all the stories that Kanye has praised Hitler before to old work colleagues, and NDAs were signed so they could never talk about it, and he was paying people off. And that kind of came out at a convenient time because we never heard of anything about this before. And it wasn't his album that came out in 2017 or 18. He was going to call it Hitler. But then, all the stuff's coming out, and I don't know what it was. Maybe just the ego in Kanye was like, well, I'm not going to deny this shit. I'm doubling the fuck down. That was what Ye thought. But going on the show and saying all the stuff that Hitler was a good man, saying all this nonsense about whatever it was that Hitler invented highways or invented a microphone, which was probably just all exaggerated nonsense, right? Saying I love Hitler and, praising all the stuff about Nazis or whatever. And Alex Jones trying to take it in a direction like, oh, well, okay, you're saying you praising their clothes, right? But you're not like the outfits, these suits, but you're not really praising the Nazis. But no, he was all in on this Nazi stuff. And it was just madness, wasn't it? It was madness. It was like, I mean, you've already got Alex Jones, who's almost became, persona non grata. But I mean, well, at that point, but Elon now, he's brought him back on Twitter or X or whatever we're supposed to call it now. Elon's brought Alex Jones back, which I thought was awful odd considering Elon claimed that, he felt really strongly about never bringing him back because over the whole thing about, about Sandy Hook, parents, the kids were stage actors and all that. But man, it was just very weird to me. Very weird that, when Alex Jones is, owes $1 billion to these people. Kanye all of a sudden now is going in InfoWars when it's not the big thing, everybody watching it like at one point where a lot of people, when you get into this stuff like alternative media, the truther world, you'd be getting into probably Alex Jones and David Icke. They'd be the first couple of people you probably follow. But it was just very weird to me. It was like, well, where was Kanye for that interview with Alex Jones 5 years ago? He was saying all the stuff about Alex Jones being a matrix breaker or whatever it was. But where was he when he got kicked off of YouTube? And then they kicked him off at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all of that. Where was Kanye then for the big one, the big interview? So that was very odd. No, he wouldn't back down, Cara. I totally agree with you. But it was just the stuff about the Hitler stuff, and that was what was really, really disappointing. At that point, I felt like I didn't know him anymore. I thought, what a great guy. I used to think at his core he was a good guy. He meant well. But when he said all that stuff about praising Hitler, I was like, I don't even know you anymore. I would always ride with you. I would always try and defend you and justify your shit. Whether it was just doing videos, talking shit in general, saying things to friends about him. I always tried to defend you. And it was like I got kind of like, felt like I just got mugged off, I think a lot of people probably felt they got mugged off, and a lot of people in right wing. There was Elon Musk. I'm sure he felt he got mugged off. He was posting all these funny memes about how him and Kanye were best buds, and just it was madness. Just a second. But the stuff with Kanye, though, praising Hitler, that was at that point, as I say, I felt I didn't know him. At that point, I felt he's not really a good, decent person. It's just this thing for me, it does kind of cut a bit close to the bone when you do that. I mean, because let me tell you a bit about me and my family. I mean, you know, my granddad fought in World War II. You know, he was out in India. You know, the Nazis bombed houses up here in Aberdeen. They had bombed houses just around the corner from where my grandparents lived. You know, you know, they bomb the flat that my grandmother was in at the time. She dies. We're not having this conversation. Probably, we're not having this conversation. And you know, so this stuff it does hurt me. I'm not an SJW woke person about this, but it still is. It hurts that somebody would be so insensitive with his words and what he would say, and not knowing how this has an effect on other people, and in that moment being so selfish. Okay, in his mind he feels it's justified, it's a thing, it's a Jewish conspiracy, that all these most of the record executives happen to be Jewish. There's a lot of these games that get played of artists getting screwed over with deals in the music business. And that's a big thing. People get exploited, taken advantage of, and that's not right. There needs to be more of a bloody regulation in the music industry. I don't know if it ever will happen. I mean, the one industry regulation will never occur. But for him to make it a thing like, oh, it's all Jewish people, you're all the problem. I'm going DEFCON free and all of you, and then to even go even further with it, well, you start praising Hitler, you start praising the Nazis. It's like fuck that. Fuck that. Elon Musk said he wanted to punch him, right? I mean, I had that similar kind of energy as well, but I just felt like I don't know you anymore, man. I don't know you. I know I don't know him personally, but I felt that connection there from seeing him, the stuff he said. Always made interesting points just about life in general. Very creative guy, but you know, a lot of the creative guys though they're not all there in the head. I'm fairly creative, and I know I've got a screw loose. So I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna start praising Hitler though, praising the Nazis, even like my most rock bottom moment. That's like the ultimate, like that's a no. I I think it's a bit of both of stuff he says, Cat. I mean, there's some fucked up shit he says where I think he knows he's just trying to be controversial, but at the same time, I it's either he's very unwell or he's always had these thoughts when it comes to Jewish people and Hitler for a very long time. That's how I see it. Yeah, that's lost the ability for people to relate to him, and but he seems like the guy that's pushing people away. I mean, there was this big outburst that he had. There was the video, a 10-minute video going in rant about Jewish people in the music industry, Zionists, you know, saying, "Oh, there's me, there's Trump, there's Steve Jobs, there's Hitler, and all this other bullshit." And that was God, that must have been around 11th of December time that got uploaded. I mean, could you say all of a sudden he had a change of heart? It was something Christmas Day. It was spending time with his family. It was that time of feeling of reflection that he felt a bit bad and wrong for what he said. But I don't know, man. I'm not fully sure. I wanted to believe he's being sincere with this apology. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, just a second. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing, Cara. I mean, I'm still quite surprised that there wasn't really a big backlash over what he said. I think it just, like I said before, it was like it was so over the top, that appearance on Alex Jones Infowars, that almost in some ways it stopped being offensive. And the whole thing where he's doing that thing about Netanyahu, Israel's Netanyahu, and he's taking out a net, and then he's got that drink Americans have Yahoo Yahoo whatever, and it's like, I mean, he's totally crazy and he's nuts, right? But then there's still a part of me that's like, I do kind of find this a little funny, but I know I can't really be laughing because he's just gone and praised Hitler. So I can't all of a sudden I can't really find things funny he says now. But that was hard though. That was hard not to find that funny, I must say. Cara. Lucky you, Cara. Eh? You're the lucky one. Yeah. Do you? I mean, Kata. I mean, here's a question for you though, Kata. Are you a fan of his music? And if so, do you have a favorite song? Sure. Gold Digger, yeah, yeah, it was very popular back in the day, that song, Gold Digger, that was one of my favorites. So many, though, I mean, so many, Touch the Sky, Slow Jams is a good one, Through the Wire, I mean, so many ones. A lot of songs he did on his, the Christian album, Jesus is King, was very good from 4 years ago, Cara. I recommend you check that out, give that a listen if you haven't heard it yet. Good ones, good few ones in there, you know? I mean, he's always been outside the box and different from what he's done, and I did really appreciate him. And when it comes to his overall music, his artistry, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's the album's called Jesus is King, Cara. Um, I'll point out the songs that I like. I think if I like them, Cara, you'll like them as well. I think we've got the good similar taste like that. Let's see. I've still got them. I think I still. That was the thing when after Kanye said that stuff with Hitler and Nazis. I think I like deleted a few of his songs off my playlist. But then there was like one or two. It was like kind of like a. They're so good. It's hard to delete them. Can't make take the plunge yet. But so there's a couple of ones I've got. I'd recommend. There's Everything We Need. A song called Water. That's probably the best one. Water's a really good one. Uh, Follow God, and then there's Closed on Sunday. They're a couple that I'd recommend to you. Absolutely, Cara. 100%. Great minds do think alike. Eh? But Kanye, I mean, he does some random as fuck things. I mean, Kanye. I don't know if you saw it, Cara. Kanye in an Instagram post. Um, he was wearing an old football top of a team. It was when Portsmouth were in like the old Division One or Division Two, the English team Portsmouth, like a goalkeeper's training top from like 1985. It's just like random as hell. Some of the things he does, but this is like, yeah, this Kanye making a fashion statement. You see, you got Timberland though. He shares a video of Kanye previewing new music at his recent Vultures album listening party. Timberland's still rocking with Kanye. Oh no, Cara, anytime, anytime. Someone was saying to me something about Kanye and forgiveness. I'm not quite sure I'm fully there yet. I still feel he needs to do like if it was sit down interviews that he did with like I don't know, it could be Charlemagne, it could be Piers Morgan, just whoever, if like if he just straight up if they get him to apologize for the thing saying I love Hitler, Hitler was a good man, and he apologizes for that, then I would be on board more. Somebody said here, this girl Elena, stay true to yourself and ask yourself, do I really forgive this person, or is it because of this pressure that people that say sorry should automatically be forgiven? I know this is about Kanye, but I thought I might share. Yeah, sorry can be an easy word to say, but Do you actually mean it? You know what I mean? Some people though some people can be dicks though. They know they ought to say sorry to somebody, but then they don't because they see it as a loss. And they're like the real kind of like arseholes, like those kind of like covert narcissist arseholes I've been talking about, as of late. Mm, hmm Yeah, yeah. I mean, apology. That is true. If they say sorry, it can just be that agenda there to then manipulate you and get you to kind of like be on board. I know, feel sorry for them or whatever. No, I know what you mean. I don't take sorry as like a loss. I don't take saying sorry as a loss, but I think like if you're genuinely not sorry for something you've done in your life, don't say sorry. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of people sometimes just say sorry to appease somebody. You know what I mean? And I kind of made a vow. Fuck it. I think I probably made this vow 2 years ago. I was like, I will never again, ever in my life, say sorry to somebody just to appease them. Never ever. But yeah, Kanye's next album, Vultures. Will anybody be checking for it? Does anybody really care? Like, I don't know. I don't know if Kanye's still. I imagine it's still going to be the whole a lot of stuff to do with God, religion. But Julius, hi, mate. How are you doing? Good to see you. No, I don't think Paul comes around anymore. Remember when we did that listening party, Cara, playing the like songs, and then he was making a big stink about wanting to have a Mob Deep song, and then I played a Mob Deep song, but then he just left. So I was like, can't bloody win, eh? Oh, no worries, mate. No worries. Good of you to join. I have got into a lot of the thick of it with this stuff with Kanye and asking, can he redeem himself? Can we forgive Kanye for what he was saying? All the stuff, like the DEFCON 3 and Jewish people. Uh, you know, Hitler is a good man. I love Hitler. Hitler was not all that bad. You get the gist of it. Can we forgive him though? The silence is now the time. Now I play song. Now I just put on slow jams. Want some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. I play slow jams though, and my video gets demonetized. I don't make money off it though. Through the wire. So you. There was that song "Can't Talk About Our Love" he did with Brandy. Do you remember that one, Joe Cass? The song Ye did with Brandy. The rumors was so numerous, but sticking by me, I had to give you two thumbs up, and that's why. So many of Ye's bars that like stick out in my head. You know what I mean? It's like the Heard Him Say rap as well. It was quite a good one. He did with Adam Levine. One of my favorite ones. People forget about that one though. See if you remember this one, guys. They say people in your life are seasons, and everything that happened is for a reason. And gun clapping and keep the squeezing, and grand keep praying and keep believing in Jesus. And one day that you see him, till then walk in his footsteps and try to be him. The devil is alive, I feel him breathing. Claiming money is the key, so keep on dreaming. And put them lottery tickets just to tease us. My Aunt Pam can't put them cigarettes down. So my little cousin smoking them cigarettes now. His job try to claim that E2 N word now. Is it because the skin blacker than licorice now? I can't figure it out. I'm so sick of it now. I maybe didn't get the flow spot on, but that was Heard Him Say though was not a bad one though, to be fair. Allahu Akbar, throwing some hot cars. The things we've seen on the screen is not ours, but these N-word from the hood, so these dreams not far. Where I'm from, the dope boys is the rock stars, but they can't cop cars without seeing cop cars. I guess they want us all behind bars. I know it. Sounded black. Right, right. It's funny, like sometimes Geocast, you get it like I don't know if you've ever heard of Living Color, the group that did Cult of Personality. It's a black group. When I heard them for the first time, I thought that was white guys. I didn't think it was a black guy. Funny how you can get that wrong with certain people. Like you think, oh, so and so they sound like a black woman or black man or whatever. It's interesting. Since I'm going on a roll with Kanye, this is like Kanye. This is like the good Kanye. This is the Kanye we want to see. And it goes back to like, was it his daughter North that wore the stuff from like the gear that you remember? Like how he was dressed like in the backpack rapper days, like wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt. She was that when she was like in Tokyo with Kim. It's like this is the Kanye we want to see. Your kids don't want to see you praising Hitler and Nazis. Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. You know, like let's go back to like let's give some tribute to the bro then. Let's pay tribute to Ye. I'm probably gonna get the flow of this rapping slow jams. Um, you know the one, she got a light skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson got a dark skin. I played ready for the world. She was ready for some action. My dog said you ain't no freak, so you better prove my man wrong. I'ma play this Vandross. You gonna take your pants off. I'ma play this goddess night. Me and you gonna get it right. I mean, those were the days. I knew even back then how big this guy's ego was. Dangerous, like when you get too big with your ego. It is. But I sensed it with Kanye, though, even back then. See you as my U chick, so we get our grind on. She be grabbing, calling me Biggie like Shan home. Man, I swear she fan homes. Why she always lying though, telling me them diamonds when she know they rhinestones. Good cast though. I've got to watch though because if I play a song, it'll get demonetized my video. I don't want. I can't take that risk. I'm sorry, mate. Have you got a favorite Kanye song though? Not even one song or one lyric. Oh yeah, yeah. You told me about that. Yeah, he's just on another planet though, Duocast. You know, it's a different type of different type of cat is Kanye. Yeah, Style, American Boy. Yeah, American Boy, Duocast. I think we spoke about that before, right? I think I rapped a little bit of that. Tell promoter we tell promoter need more. We just sold out all the floor seats. Take me to the. That was a good one. That was a good hit. Big in the American market and the British market. You know, smart, good. No more parties in LA, please, baby. No more parties in LA. No more parties in LA. That was the one he did with Kendrick. Oh, Ben Bun was now National Housing Party guy on Duocast. Yeah, it's so. I haven't really been following our stuff for a while, but there's certain people I haven't followed for a while. Check out some of the boy Divided Kingdoms videos more. Ex Army Paz, you know. Go drinking with me. Well, we can make that happen, you know. You suppose you live not that far away from me though, Cara, do you? I'm usually around bars and pubs near, yeah. No, definitely not the Bridge Bar. No, no, I usually go to bars, pubs around Belmont Street area. I would say probably like Old Schoolhouse, Siberia. They're like my stomping grounds. Um, but whenever you're in town, Cara, yeah, one day you could catch up, have a drink or two. Female toilet optional. Jeez, oh, I think there's that even that I think is it Soul Bar and Bridge in a Union Street? That's like unisex toilets as well. Some weird shit. It might become more unisex toilets soon to appease all the radical trans people. I won't apply this to all trans people. You know what I mean? But I heard Ricky Gervais is getting rave reviews for his show Armageddon. I believe was this a stand-up show he had done on for Netflix. and apparently it's pissed off a few comedians. Apparently it's pissed off Frankie Boyle, you know, of all people. No, that is insanity, Cara. Totally, yeah. Have you ever been to Old School House before, Cara? That's all right. But yeah, yes. I mean, this stuff with Ricky Gervais now, he seems to be pissing off the woke mob, but he's very intelligent with the jokes he tells, and it's from the clips I saw, I quite liked it. Thought it was good. It was relevant to today and how crazy things have become. And I mean, I don't know what the whole thing about Frankie Boyle apparently taking a shot or didn't like it or whatever. I mean, this is the guy. Think of how, like, how you know, I mean, some of the jokes he would tell back in the day on the stand-up shows and mock the week. Jokes he would tell say about Michael Jackson. The stuff. There was the whole joke about Harvey and Katie Price, and all. Super offensive there. There was the whole joke about was it making a joke about a kid that had autism? What was and then but parents you could see parents were clearly offended in the front row because they had a kid that had autism. I don't know if he was there at the show, but that was an awkward moment. But he kept at it with the with his shtick, But somebody says here, Frankie Boyle has sought the progressive embrace. Most of them do eventually. The funny thing is, they still think of themselves as edgy and anti-establishment. No, no, these comedians very much become part of the establishment. Even as good of a comedian, I'm sure as Billy Connolly was, he ended up part of the establishment. What I mean? I guess this is the way that because if they didn't have that thing, Julia Cast, they would piss themselves, right? You know, you get these bloody girls that were posting videos and TikTok when they were going to Taylor Swift gigs. They were fucking wearing a nappy. Like a Taylor Swift gig. For the thing is, you could get up and leave. You know what I mean? It's not like it's impossible to leave like you're at Glastonbury or something. You know what I mean? But they didn't want to miss a second, though. But Lanny was wondering where you'd gone to, Lanny. Nah, it's good to see you, Lanny. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, it might just be just as I'm getting in now. We're getting numbers though with the Kanye stuff. So I'll just ask this question, Lanny. Answer it. Give me an answer, mate. Oh shit, you're dying with the flu. Fuck. Sorry to hear that. Maureen's not well either. Maureen's unwell. She wasn't able to come on. She's been quite unwell for the past week or so now. But here's a question though: Can Kanye West redeem himself? That's the question, guys. Yes, can he be redeemed? Yeah, we've got all the gang here pretty much, well, exception of Maureen. Apologies. I could have maybe messaged Maureen, but I felt like she's not really been on well right now, and she felt like by not she didn't want to get into detail about all this, saying that would not to disturb me, but we're all here thinking of Maureen though, and yeah, Finola as well. Finola, where's Finola at? To try to look out for Finola, give a shout out to Finola. There was a Paul J as well, right? Yeah, I'll tell her you're asking for her. I'll tell her you're asking for her, Julia Cass. I think the problem was Caris, she was getting a bit too caught up into true crime sometimes. I'm a bit more I get into like kind of law of attraction stuff, you know. I don't get too suckered into all the help self-help stuff because a lot of it can be just kind of like bullshit and basic. But like the stuff like from the secret law of attraction, I try to apply that because positive thoughts, man, you know. And you really just if you get in a bad place, someone's gone wrong, you really just have to trick your brain into thinking positive, or else you keep that negative thought, just keep going down, 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 you know. Oh, you're talking about Finola, Cara. Sorry, sorry. Wow, you've got a good memory, Cara. Wow. Well, I think Lenny, they must like him enough because they still talk about him all the time. In the tabloids, they always report on him. TMZ, Daily Mail, and all that report on Kanye, what he gets up to. They follow him when he's away in Venice with his new wife, and there it looks like that. You know, she's giving him, you know, oral sex and the buddy on the boat in Venice and all this madness. You know. Well, it was the stuff specifically about Jewish people, Lenny. It started out late September time, early October. He's like, sends a tweet late night. He says, I feel a bit sleepy, but when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON free on Jewish people. That sparked a major backlash when you started losing all these endorsements. There's stuff with Adidas, his school shut down, the Donda school. You got the hots for Mori Navikara. You want me to tell her? Nah, no, I know you're joking, but yeah, but he lost a lot of stuff and you know lost a lot of money. I think it was the stuff. What was it? J.P. Morgan debanked him, um, and I mean, really, he really crossed the line though and totally lost the plot. I mean, Kanye loses the plot a lot anyway, but he totally went insane though. It goes on Alex Jones, Infowars, Lenny. It was funny enough on my birthday, 1st of December last year, and he's in a gimp mask. You can't see if it's really him, and he's with this guy who was like a right wing, far right white supremacist Nick Fuentes, and he's saying all this crazy stuff, saying about I love Hitler. Hitler was a good man. Oh, like the Nazis, they wore great stuff, the Hugo Boss suits and all this other. And yeah, so that's all that in a nutshell. That's all the stuff about Kanye. So I'm asking the question because he sent an apology on Boxing Day, Lanny, apologizing to the Jewish community for his outbursts and stuff that may have, you know, the anti-Semitic comments, and he was looking for their forgiveness, or just looking for forgiveness in general, you know. So I don't know. Cara, I know Maureen thinks you're a babe too, you know. The feeling is mutual. I know it. No, I mean Kanye's still going about. He's still showing up to the big fights they have, you know, in Saudi Arabia, which you know that's where the A-list celebs go. So that's a sign that he's still in that circle, you know. And got a new album coming out next month. The producer Timberland's been working on it. I mean, Timberland's not as relevant as he was like, you know, 15, 20 years ago, but still, you know, big name in hip hop overall, you know, producer. I mean, they're just on a totally different planet. And Kanye, you know, with all the stuff he's gone through, I mean, it goes back probably his childhood, you know, he parents divorced when he was a young kid. He lost his mom when I believe he was 29, 30. He lost his mother. He's, you know, he's been through some shit, you know, he's been some real dark places in his life. You're still bitter, are you, Julia Cass, about that? The way he spoke to you, right, Kanye? But honest question though, Julia Cass, who came off the worst? Who was worse though, Kanye or Dan Wooten? I think Kanye, in some respects, is glad to get away from that family. I mean, he's very much in love with Kim, Lanny. I think if Kim said tomorrow, "Hey, let's get back together," that you woman he's married to, he would dump her like that. You know, he's very much loves Kim. You know, but I think for the most part, that atmosphere with that family, though, he does not like though. Specifically, you know, the mother, Chris Jenner. Yeah, Dan was worse. I can imagine Dan is more of a dick because Dan's just more of a bully. Kanye is just kind of like in his element with his ego. I don't think he intentionally ever means to be a bully. It's just more a defense mechanism on his part, you know? Yeah, I mean, you can't all being a humble rapper doesn't work, you know? The whole thing about rapping is you're bragging about how great you are and you're overinflating things about what you do and what but the money and the women you have, you know what I mean? And that's what all rappers do, you know? See what else people are saying about Kanye West. Let's have a look at social media. So Kanye is going back to tweeting. He's posting the odd tweet now. I just wonder, will this be a sign of in a few days, a week or something, will Kanye be ranting about something, having a go at someone? What are you saying, Cara? Up to no good, are you, Cara? Kanye West is bipolar. Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I believe he's bipolar. Yes, always. I know it. But you know, somebody's got to be there in his corner trying to help him, though. You know, I mean, again, I don't know what the type of relationship he's got with his dad. If he's that close with his father, the close in terms of do they live close to one another? Um, but I don't know. Maybe his dad's just more, hey, you've got to help yourself. You know, maybe his dad has tried to help, but it's more of this thing of you've got to help yourself. You know, ultimately, we have to be the one to help. You know, we've got to want to change. You know, for the better. So you're not that familiar with Kanye's music, Lanny? W- I don't know. I was asking if you people. I know Cara was saying that she liked the song "Gold Digger." Gold Digger's the one with Jamie Foxx. Um, that they sampled the old Ray Charles song. You know, she take my money when I'm in need. He was a brilliant producer though. But he's to me, he still is a brilliant creative guy and you know top rapper as well. He's beyond caring though, Lenny. That's the thing. He doesn't care if he's banned from the city of Venice or banned from going to the boats in Venice for what he did. You know, he doesn't give a shit. So you know his stuff, Lanny, right? Jesus Walks Stronger, Gold Digger. Jesus Walks, it was good for him to be doing that. More rappers, talking about, God. Don't know, would you be able to do that now, Lanny? You know, you see how satanic the industry is now, all the rappers and all the agendas they push. Would you be able to talk about God? A mainstream rap song be about. I mean, Kanye's the only guy that can get away with it because he's like an old artist, established legacy rapper. But I don't think for somebody coming up would they be able to do that, would they? And have mainstream success, The machine wouldn't get behind that. Stronger, yeah, it's a good one. Stronger, I think Stronger got him to the next level. He was already, I mean, still very big before that. But to me, having that hit Stronger, the Daft Punk sample, that was the one that got him to the next level. And Gold Digger was a good one too, though. Yeah. That's just the look, Lenny. I mean, that's the thing. Once you've at a certain level of success, you're not going to be having this big giddy smile all the time, Lenny. It's like you've reached, you've got all the money, you've got the cars, you got the women, all this. After a while, I guess you could say the novelty wears off, but at the same time, in the inside, he could be very happy, but he's just kidding on as if he's not. I don't know, um, but it's ego though. Ego doesn't care if you're happy. You know what I mean? Nature doesn't care if you're happy. Well, you got to be politically correct, Joey Cass, performing a lewd act. That's how you got to do it. You got to be just watch where you're wording. I don't think he wears the MAGA hat anymore, Lanny. That was from like a few years back, 2018 time, I think was the last time he wore it. His album Jesus is King, though, I recommended it to Cara, Lanny. I recommend you check out Jesus is King. That's a really good album. Um, there's a song called Water. I believe he sampled that from an old song I think John Lennon did with Yoko. It's like Pure as Water, like a newborn daughter. That's a good one, though. Water. Check that out. That's the one, Jesus King. I feel like maybe I'll start wrapping this live stream up soon. But if there's any comments on Kanye or any other questions, just fire away, guys. I won't go off just yet. Listen to Full Moon Full. Cribs is an alright show, Duocast. I mean, there's that thing of for that aspirational lifestyle, seeing the big houses, the big cribs was quite cool. A lot of it was made up, though, wasn't it? It was bullshit. Certain people, that wasn't really their crib, wasn't it? I think like Robbie Williams wasn't really his house. Bow Wow, a lot of people wasn't really their actual homes, wasn't it? And it wasn't even a case like they rented it. They just lied and said it was their house, but it wasn't. I look up stuff on YouTube, Geocast. I mean, I like see these videos of, like mansions out in Miami. Just real that inspires me, one day maybe to just go out to Miami, just if it was just like a week or two vacation, staying in a place like that, a big, real nice penthouse, stuff like that inspires me. GPU's cat. That made me laugh. I'm sure they have him on. I don't know if they tried to probably get him on, or maybe they didn't bother. They just know they can't. But I mean, he went on Piers Morgan Talk TV. Maybe that's a bit of a different case. Piers, the big name he is, and he's probably rubbed shoulders with Kanye in the past, But oh no, I have to invite the whole gang, right, Cara? We'll have to. We'll take the whole gang to Miami on a vacay. Miami's different class, though. the sun, the sea, the palm, the just something else, the way the palm trees. Alan Ford. I was watching EastEnders, Lanny, yeah. What did you think of the Christmas Day episode, Lanny? Did you think it was a bit of a surprise? Did not see that coming? They swerved us, eh? Maureen's part of the group. She'll have to come, Cara, yeah. Totally. Somebody give a shout out to Finola. I wonder where Finola's at. Finola was a member at one point on my channel. She became a member. Yeah, some of the episodes I think of Sesame Street were quite controversial, weren't they? From like late 70s time and but Lanny, it was like a swerve though. It was like a good swerve. Like in wrestling, a good swerve they did where they had you believe that they had killed someone. There was they did it 12 months prior. They showed you the scene and the Stay Another Day music's playing. And it's weird because when you saw the hand, it looked like it was a white guy, you know what I mean? I know that Nish character's light skinned Asian guy, but it looked like somebody was Caucasian. Um, it didn't totally surprise. I mean, thinking it looked like Nish that was going to get killed in that scene. That at that point, I saw that coming. But then, I suppose the thing with Keanu in the end getting killed, that did surprise me a little bit. Alfie falling down the stairs. But you think at that point, Alfie would have died, eh? And think of all these characters. It's like they come back again and again, and Alfie's back again. I don't know if he's not really got much of a storyline right now, though, is he? But yeah, I don't know. Cindy Beale faked her own death. Kathy faked her own death. All the people that bloody faked their own deaths on that show. Some sick bastards, eh? Yeah, Cara, you not been following up on it? Yeah, Leslie Grantham. Yeah, I think when he got caught performing, let's call it a lewd act, right? His days were numbered on the show, right? Yeah, Lenny. Yeah, you'll never get me out of the Vic. God, the Vic is the fucking like holy grail, isn't it? In that show, the Covenant, like in Indiana Jones, right? Oh me, method acting. It's just I don't know what they're gonna. Again, I barely watch it, but I always watch the Christmas Day episode though. Dan faked his own. He faked his own death, and oh man, he struggled to get work though, didn't he? After these standards, eh? I mean, that's the thing in the end, eh? If you're not on the show consistently for years and years, it's just one actor, working actor comes in, they come out, chops and changes. I don't think Phil Mitchell was going to, and I didn't think Phil would get killed. Phil's pretty much. I'm guessing Phil Mitchell's got a job for life if he's standards, right? I guess the guys like Phil Mitchell and Ian Beale, their characters, do they just like are they just all buddy buddy with the producer? That's how they've been in a job for all this time. Is that basically how you just play the game? You just suck up to the producers, the directors, and they'll always be there. I think you said that before, Duocast. Yeah, he went to your gym. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think he was getting so sick, even Ian Beale, Lenny, he left and he did other jobs and was doing other stuff in pantomime or whatever. Ian Beale, Adam Woodyatt, Adam Woodyatt. Um, I think then he got divorced though. Did he get divorced from his wife? So I think he needed to get right back into EastEnders and start making some money. Just madness, hey, madness that like I can't quite follow the family tree with the Beals. I mean, it's hard enough in any family on that show because you had Ian and Cindy. Cindy had the kid Stephen. I think I was named after him, funnily enough, but that was with Simon Wicks. Then Ian and Cindy had Lucy and Peter. Am I right? But Bobby Beale, that was a kid. Was that the kid that Ian had with Jane, or was that the kid that Ian had with, was it Laura? I can't quite remember. I was wondering where you're at, Cara. Gee, your cats, man. We want to. I want to get around your cats. Posh women EastEnders, Jewish lecturer. I'm not sure, Joe Cass. I don't know. I don't really follow the whole show, so I'm not sure. Irish women. I remember the Irish guy Tom, right? Remember Tom was the guy that died in the fire with Trevor. Trevor was remember the husband of little Mo. Remember that? Yeah, Barry Pish. Yeah, 2004. Yeah, Lanny. I remember that. Yeah. Phil Set Carter, sales place. Zainab's abusive husband. Yeah. There was the fire. Yeah. And Tamwar. He survived the fire, but then he had the burns, the scars. Yeah. I remember that. That Asian family, the problems they have, was Suki and whatever Nish and their children. One guy's in jail and the daughter's away or whatever. It's hard to keep up all this, isn't it? Really, it really is. Uh Nick Cotton was a drug addict. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Yeah, she did. Yeah. He was a good villain though, Nick Cotton, though, to be fair though, eh? He was good. Hello, Ma. It was it was Denise who hit Nish, Lenny, and then it was Linda who killed Keanu. I think I'm right with that, am I? Nasty Nick, yeah. Well, think back to Callie. Hey mate, how are you? I hope you're well too, mate. Thanks for joining. Yeah, there was Steve Owen back in the day. That was like '98 time. Steve Owen's character, played by Martin Kemp. thought Steve Owen was quite a good villain, to be fair. And then there was the Dan Sullivan, another villain as well. He was the guy played by Craig Fairbrass. He's in a lot of these kind of like British gangster films. There were a couple of good villains there. He just left as well. The Dan character. Usually the villain gets his comeuppance in the end, but Dan just got away. He walked away, and very rarely does the villain walk away like smiling. But he did. Then you met Patsy Palmer. What was she like? They should have phoned Johnny Allen. His firm could dispose of it. Well, I mean, the thing is, Callie, I mean, Kanye always was fine for the most part. Take out Hitler's a good man, I love Hitler, then I maybe I would agree with you. Um, I don't know. I mean, I was saying, that maybe, and it's not to make an excuse for Kanye, but maybe part of the reason that he had that big meltdown on Alex Jones on Infowars, he got that text from the trainer Harley Pasternak about, that real condescending, shitty text about, how we could institutionalize you, send you away to zombie land forever. You'll never see your kids, or play dates won't just be the same, or whatever. I mean, that was shocking what that guy said. And it's just, it's, it's madness that, no one condemned Harley Pasternak for that text message. Kim, there was no message from Kim condemning him. No one else in the industry condemned Harley for that, called him out on it. I was just proper fucked up. Um, in a weird way, maybe just saying all that outrageous shit, the meltdown, Infowars, that was just his way of numbing the pain. I don't know. Patsy Palmer was nice though. No, I mean he was right about the Black Lives Matter stuff, Calais. I get that, but then it's as soon as he starts praising Hitler and Nazis, at that point, if it was like, God, I don't even know you anymore. That's how I saw it. Are you getting somebody? Was Lacey Turner and Call the Midwife, right? Was that after she left EastEnders the first time or something? Was it? So many people come and go in EastEnders. It's hard to keep up. Sharon, she's a few times in and out the show. I know the song, Callie. Yeah, on yeah, on flashing lights. Yeah, and it was weird because it's just getting to the chorus part in the song, right? And I think a lot of people that went, it, people, no one said anything about it at the time. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things. Like you listen to the song, and like, I don't always look up the lyrics of the song, and it's one of those things you're hearing it, and it's like, did he really just say that? I hate more than a Nazi. Did he just say that? I know, just shocking. Tanya Browning. So, well, they're bringing back, what's her name again? Lauren. Is that another sister as well? It's a girl that's in a wheelchair. Or is that a cousin of hers or something? I don't know. As I say, it's hard to keep up. Just all these people in EastEnders. Everybody has a dysfunctional family, right? No one's family is just normal, eh? Oh, no worries, Callie, mate. No worries. That's just, I mean, I see, I see. Right. No, it'll be good. Sometime, you have to come on my live stream sometimes and we talk, and I'll promote your stuff and your Discord channel, Twitter, and all that. I'll get those links all out there. Yeah, definitely. I see how we are, what we're doing next week. See maybe do something then. Right, yeah, yeah. The shit adds up as well. I know. I know I need to get a bit of a better setup with a good probably quality camera and everything. And this mic must have just had a 1 year guarantee. The stand thing came off it, so that's why I've just got to hold it like this. But true crime. Yeah, but that true crime stuff can be a bit depressing, though. It can get a bit depressing when you just keep looking at it. I think Maureen was getting caught up with true crime. I don't know, Callie. Have you heard from Maureen, Callie? The last I heard when I messaged Maureen, she wasn't feeling too well. So we're all wishing Maureen well here. Maureen, one of the rags. Yeah, I remember you saying before you true crime broke part of the kind of that community. Yeah, yeah, Maureen Callie. Yes, yeah. I WhatsApp her every now and then, and we speak on Twitter. Yeah, I think she had the flu the last I heard. So hopefully it's nothing too severe. She'll recover soon. You really love Penny Bun, Lanny. Pen Bun. I know in Duocast you like her too. Well, maybe I'll have to go and do a call in. If she next time she's got a call in, maybe I'll drop in and I'll say a few things. No, we had a good bit of banter. We had a good bit of banter, me and Penny. Oh yeah, that's fine, Callie. No worries. I'll catch you later, mate. Good. We can maybe see how we are next week, and maybe you can come on. We can chat then. Thanks for coming on, then, mate. Uh, right. Okay. So I'm just starting to wrap up this live stream. Don't get Penny Bunny. Yeah, I mean, Cara, so. I think she maybe with some of the stuff with the Schofield stuff, went a bit too far when she's talking about Simon going on. Oh, I think he's gay. This, that, and the other. And then Simon threatened her with legal action. You have to be careful. You got to watch what you say. I guess I wasn't big enough though for them to do that shit with me with the videos I did. But I don't know. YouTube might have shadow banned me though. They might have shadow banned me with some of the stuff I talk about. But hey ho, it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna start wrapping this up, guys. Thanks very much for everybody who came on. It was good to get the regulars come on. I really do appreciate everybody who came on and talked about all this stuff. We can talk about all sorts of things. It always goes, the conversation always becomes random, comes from one thing to another. But I enjoy it. I enjoy all this chat, guys. Enjoy the talks. I enjoy the banter. Well, a few people here, Cara, say her name, but to be fair, she's done well. She's growing her channel. Fair play to Penny. But thanks, guys. So I don't know. I might do a live stream. Hogmanay Sunday. I might do one. I don't know. Maybe on the Monday, but maybe I'll do one Tuesday. But thanks very much, guys. So as I say, I wish you all had a really good Christmas. Wish you all the best for 2024. Wishing you well. Stick to your resolutions. Stick by them. That's why I say I've got my goals. I'm going to stick by my goals. And yeah, thanks, guys. So wish you all the best. So thanks very much again, guys. Take care. Good night.